on Inside the Big East. Andrew Chrabascz has been a force in the paint for the Butler Bulldogs for the past 4 seasons. But without the help of a former Bulldog, Chrabascz wouldn't be where he is today.
If you would have told me that day that Andrew would have achieved what he's achieved up to this point in his basketball career, I wouldn't have believed you.
Plus, we go behind the scenes with the Creighton women's basketball team, who are having one of their best regular seasons in school history.
Good, MC. That's away. That's away.
Who are the leading candidates for Big East Conference Player, Coach, and Freshman of the Year? Gus Johnson and Jim Jackson join us to give us their thoughts on who should take home the end-of-the-season hardware.
Hard for 3.
And we go behind the scenes with all the best sights and sounds from around the Big East.
We gotta knock them out right now. Knock them out right now.
All that and more on this edition of Inside the Big East.
Welcome inside the Big East. I'm your host, Kevin Burke. I'll be joined by Steve Lavin in a couple of minutes. Now, this week we start in Indianapolis. Butler Bulldogs and their senior forward, Andrew Chrabascz. Growing up, most players had a trainer or mentor to help get them into college. Chrabascz's trainer and mentor has a name and a story you might recognize, and his experiences have helped Chrabascz get to where he is today.
If you would have told me Andrew Chrabascz was going to score 1,000 points in Hinkle Fieldhouse.
His ability to make plays and score really separates Butler.
And go to the NCAA tournament twice. If you would have told me that Andrew would have achieved what he's achieved up to this point in his basketball career, I wouldn't have believed you.
Chrabascz is the key to their team. He's a huge part of their success.
Like most success stories, Andrew Chrabascz's began with a dream. He became a Butler Bulldog in 2013, but to understand the story of this extraordinary young man, you must first understand the story of another.
No one creates like Chris Herren. How do you like it? Oh, I love it. Just a magnificent move by Chris Herren.
Chris has always been a beast. The YouTube videos, the old clips that were coming up, you just knew that he was something special.
Chris Herren grew up in Fall River, Massachusetts, and was recruited to play college basketball from a young age. He played at Boston College and then at Fresno State, but along the way developed an early drug habit that would become his toughest opponent.
Some of you may know I have been battling a personal problem for the past 4 years.
Herren's talents later took him to the NBA, but even then, his addiction was too much to bear, and the once promising star was forced to walk away from the game he loved.
When you're a very public figure and suffering from this illness, arrested multiple times, overdoses, you're not sure if you can ever make it back. I knew that I was good with kids, and I had this gift to play basketball, and I tried to mesh the two. One dribble, out in front of you, back to the passer.
Herren began training young athletes, and that's when the scrawny 6'4" teenager from Portsmouth, Rhode Island walked into the gym
That's nice, Andrew.
to learn from the man who would change his life forever.
Good move.
I just looked at him as someone that knew the sport unbelievably and someone I could learn from. I knew that I had to get in touch with him and hopefully start working out with him.
I saw how passionate he was. I understood what it meant to him. When you come into a gym for an hour workout, a 2-hour workout, it's not going to be fun. You know, it's going to be hard. But in that 2 hours, there's yelling and there's loving. There were times where we didn't see eye to eye, and there were times I was tough on him because I believed in him.
There's going to be good days, there's going to be bad days. You can't let yourself get frustrated missing jumpers, man.
Yeah.
You know, you're not a big-time shooter yet. You know, you'll get there, but that's why you're in here.
There were talks that happened every once in a while. It wasn't him sitting me down saying, hey, don't do this, don't do that, but it was just him guiding me in the right way.
Oh. And as their relationship grew, so did Chrabascz's chances of becoming a Division I basketball player.
I was at a conference in Indiana, and I had mentioned Andrew to Brad Stevens. And whatever happened from that point on, I have no idea.
Chrabascz throws it down. Big time move by the senior forward.
being a face-up four now, a lot of the skills that I have driving to the hoop or just even passing the ball or dribbling has a lot to do with what we did with Chris workouts.
Here I am, former NBA basketball player, but a recovering heroin addict, just crawling my way back. And he was part of that for me.
He truly is a second dad to me, and his family's so important to him, and I'd like to believe that I'm part of his family now.
I've watched him grow, but he's watched me grow. I'm super proud, you know? Like, not because I did it, it's he did it.
Pretty cool story. Coach Steve Lavin joins me now, and, you know, for Butler overall, their play, how high is their ceiling? How good can this team be?
Well, the Bulldogs are a team that can advance to the second weekend of play and possibly even beyond, and a big part of that is Chrabascz. His versatility, kind of the hub of the wheel, a big man that can step away and play make, ideally suited, similar to Matt Howard. When we look back on those Butler Final Four runs, he was a little more low post oriented, but he was the hub of the wheel, and then the quickness of this Butler team is improved because of Savage and Woodson and Baldwin. And we know in late game situations they can play through Keelan Martin. He's a handful because of his versatility as a player. And overall, the fact that Butler plays at a deliberate tempo, takes care of the basketball, they don't beat themselves, they get themselves to the foul line, that cohesive approach, what we call the Butler way, bodes well for their success come tournament time, because when you get into the NCAA in the postseason, it's about possession by possession, who can execute and separate themselves by playing in a cohesive manner. So I think well prepared by Chris Holtmann. That was last year, his first NCAA tournament experience. Vital signs a little bit north. I think this year even better prepared to move through the NCAA tournament.
As far as the conference goes,